Well, hello, you bunch of little, absolutely most adorable little things in existence. Welcome in. I hope you're having a great day. I hope it's warm outside and spring is finally bringing the end to Depresso. And today I'm gonna make you cry. The first part of my reaction to the Oddinary entire album is out. The second part is coming very soon, but today I promised myself that, and I promised you in the end as well, that I'm gonna look at one particular song solo. And it's because it's very vocally based, you know? It's definitely not because it's a heart-wrenching, emotional train wreck that we absolutely love. It is because it's very vocally based, of course. Now, it's gonna be a Lonely Street from Stray Kids. This song is a treat, and I have to say that I'm very thankful that Stray Kids gets involved these balladic, beautiful jewels in every single mini album or album that they do, and Oddinary was not an exception. If you are interested in everything singing and music related, this is the right place for you, so please don't forget to subscribe. And if you've ever wanted to sing or you would like to start work with me on your voice, and please don't hesitate, let's make the leap of faith and let's do this together. So down in the description there you're gonna find the link to my webpage where you're gonna find all the information about my singing lessons. My little student family is very inclusive of all the genres and all the cultural backgrounds. This amazing and incredibly inclusive fandom gave me an absolutely outstanding little student family that I am so super thankful for. So if you want to join us, come in. And I know that you are very eager to start, but I have one tiny announcement. And I finally created my Patreon. I am currently working on everything myself, and I'm not gonna lie, your girl is getting slightly overworked. So creating Patreon for me became pretty essential for my community to be able to support the channel so I can actually do more videos, more high quality videos for you guys. There are gonna be live reactions and reactions to performances that I'm not gonna be reacting to on YouTube. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, I will really be thankful for you to join us. And now with any further ado, Lonely Street from Stray Kids, get your napkins ready, get your eyes ready to cry. You guys never see me move to the side, right? So I'm just gonna scoop, just gonna scoop to the side. I will not lie, I already listened to this song an unhealthy amount of times. So I will be transparent, this is not the first reaction. This is not the first time reaction. Just letting you know. I will do everything humanly possible not to sing along. I promise. Great intro. Again, I'm gonna try not to stop too often, I promise, but I have to. You know I have to. I actually have to say that I hear the effect that they added on their vocals, but usually I do mind. In this case, I actually don't entirely mind, and I've talked about this in my reaction to Freeze, that in Freeze you have a very heavily electronic sound and their voices are barely edited, they're very natural, and they just don't have a lot of effect on top of them, right? In here, it's like exact opposite. We have a very natural type of music, right? It's either sampled or a kind of live instruments, and then we have a heavy edit on their voice. So it's always this type of little play that they're doing. I love the main chorus. It's insanely beautiful, very catchy. Like you hear it a couple of times and you're too deep to ever stop singing that song. So it's incredibly catchy. They can do a catchy song though, like we know that. With this part, astray, is just such a tricky vowel to hit so directly. You can hear how much of a tension it creates. It's a very wide vowel. It's a very, very difficult kind of thing to do. So I'm very excited for live reactions. I'm very excited how it's actually going to sound live, because this is going to be very difficult. It's so direct, such a direct attack. Very direct. So the main chorus is incredibly memorable, very hard. Again, I wish I'm just calling it out. Hopefully it's gonna happen. I would love to see this on the first take. The first take is where I actually entirely fell in love with Stray Kids. Their first take performances made me melt into the puddle. So I wish we're gonna get this one on first take, because it would fit perfectly. To be fair, I hope that we're gonna have a little bit more melodic line for Felix, but this is Felix rap era anyways, so I'm gonna let it drop. But hopefully the next comeback, we're gonna get like a vocal era for Felix. Because this time I'm 100% aware that we're getting the rap Felix era. He's working on it very hard. I'm gonna talk about it very soon. So even though this was just a little tiny bit of a melody, I was like, oh, we could have got a little bit more, but okay. I think it was a very good idea to layer an upper tone above his voice. With Hyunjin, it's actually always gonna be very piercing. His voice is very out there. It has very bright kind of metallic quality in it. So actually layering it worked out pretty well. That tone quality you can recognize immediately, anywhere, everywhere. That's why you know, he's a baby to me, so I still like see him as a little baby, but at the same time, he's just incredibly recognizable, which will definitely in a future play in his cards. And he has a great bunch of people to learn from, not only Seungmin, right, who is a great vocalist, but at the same time, it's just the musicality that oozes from every single member of the group, that he can really, like, you know, get all that knowledge, all that kind of drive from everybody. So he's doing very well. Also, thanks to his tone quality, he can be utilized a lot in the group. He's creating a lot of contrast, because usually we actually have mostly nasal tones in a lot of groups. But here we got him, which is very obviously quite nasal tone quality, and the rest of them are actually quite earthy. So it's very nice contrast there. With Han, you never know if he's gonna rap or if he's gonna sing or if he's gonna completely merge it together, and it's just something that just sounds good. It's very Han, and you're just like, what is this? It's shiny, I love it. Can we keep it? Again, living for the natural Lino tone quality, and I love that they're using it so much this comeback. Mostly before we got like head voice and that, and now we're getting just this gorgeous, powerful tone that he has, and oh, beautiful. Again, Seungmin is something else. For me, when I saw him on Lee Mujian, I absolutely knew that he is on an entirely different level. And even though I love all of the kids, and I know that they are working hard on their vocals, Seungmin is just completely on another level. But it's also because he dedicated so much to it, and he, like other kids, kind of been focusing on dancing, on rap or something else, but he's been focusing on vocals primarily, and it's really, really showing. If you haven't seen the Lee Moo-jin performance with Seungmin, please go give it a watch. Either my reaction or the original, doesn't really matter, but go watch it because he really deserves the recognition for that performance. It was really good. Love that. It's gonna be so hard to replicate live because, again, that attack of an is just very direct and it's gonna be difficult to keep it under control, but I'm excited for live performances. I hope we're gonna have a lot of these actually. Every day and night I'm walking. The way I love his voice. It feels like his voice is like healing. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like when you had a really bad day and you make yourself like a warm milk with honey and cinnamon. I don't know. Whenever I hear it, I get like physical sensation. It's so beautiful and it's so comforting. That's it. That was the word I was searching for. It's so comforting. It's absolutely like insane how much of comfort and warmth is in his voice. It's so beautiful. Ooh, that was really nice contrast with the Ian, which is much more nasal and metallic. And we got that run up into that head voice. So definitely change of an atmosphere. It was cute. A little bit of a head voice there. I really liked it because with an effect on it, it was almost like we knew that it was in a head voice, right? Because it was so high and that switch was very pronounced there. But with the effect, there was almost no kind of imbalance in power of the natural and a head voice. It's going to be interesting to hear it live. Oh, the first time we got Ian singing this part. So while Lino a lot of times recently is in his natural voice, which we absolutely love and adore, and we want more of that. Here we got a little bit more of the traditional Lino in head voice. Everybody's crying. When I first saw this video, I was so confused. Everybody on Twitter was panicking because something's happening with Felix. Therefore, I was panicking because I don't want anything to happen with Felix. And the drama, the emotion they drag us through. You would never guess that a rap like Changbin's would ever fit into something like this. If you would have a concept, right? You have a concept of the song. This is a balladic song. It's a balladic piece. It's beautiful. It's heart-wrenching. And then we're going to have this like strong rap there. But it would be like, wait, whoa. How that's going to fit? But they always know how to incorporate absolutely everything in everybody. And not force them to go in a place where they would not be comfortable, like uncomfortable or out of their kind of, out of their style. So everybody still gets their style incorporated. And I don't think people really understand how hard it has to be, especially from the production point of view. So Free Russia has a really tough job to do because they always stay true to themselves. They always keep everybody's style, respect their style, and find a way to incorporate, which is so freaking difficult. I'm still on my way. Really loved his part because they used it in the way of actually building up the atmosphere, so it was making perfect sense. I am so looking forward this part, like when Han is singing like live, because you know that it's gonna be like a fireball of energy in vocal form. You have to love Bang Chan's voice. When we're talking about people who are very vocally advanced in the group, Bang Chan is definitely one of them, is because of his long years of training. And even though he don't like to put himself forward too much, his voice always captures everybody and just drags attention to it because It's incredibly warm and earthy and very beautiful, and his singing techniques are great. It's really very obvious that he's been, he has so much more experience, and that he was not wasting all of those years, but he was really working hard on everything, every single aspect. It's sad that only if you master something, you can teach it to other people, or like you can pass on that knowledge. Good boy, Felix. Exactly. We're not doing stupid stuff like that. That little voice break at the end. To be fair, I did not cry the entire song until this scene. This, I have no idea why. This broke me. Can somebody explain? I don't know why. This song is incredible. I had to make an extra reaction for this one because it's one of my most favorite songs from Stray Kids overall. I enjoyed it to the absolute fullest. I think it is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece, and I honestly cannot wait to see it and hear it live, because I feel like live it's actually gonna have even bigger impact than in the video, because in the video you kind of focus on the music video, on the whole kind of effect, but I have this feeling that on live performance this is gonna be heartbreaker. This is gonna be really, really incredible to watch. But we have still a rest of the song, so there's gonna be a part 2 to my Oddinary album review, so look out for that. And don't forget, if you are going to be interested in Patreon and supporting this channel, it's going to be linked down in the description. So thank you so much if you consider that. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here is the video that YouTube actually recommends for you. And here is the rest of my Stray Kids reactions. So please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.